Hans, Bobby, I'm your white knight.
Want to get your hands on some sports cards?
Hell yes!
You're in the right place.
Good morning.
Is everybody ready?
Welcome to the weekly Target Watch on SCHULTZY'S Card Pull.
What is up, sports fans? Tuesday, November 15th. We're getting close to Thanksgiving. Hoping for some select football, maybe some select basketball coming up here on SCHULTZY'S Card Pulls. What is up, everybody? What is going on? Got the halfway done hair. We are awake. We are ready to go. Hopefully we see something drop it on Target.com this week, either today or tomorrow. It has been a absolute horrible, long slog waiting for some good retail lately. And brings the question up. We can yak about it today. We can address it. Is retail dead? Are retail sports cards dead? I know people have been putting all those opinions out there about it, which is a very, very good argument to make. Honestly, we've been seeing a lot of crap retail lately. We've been seeing a lot of other boxes that people just leave sitting on the shelves. People don't want. I get that. So it's a good question to ask. Is retail dying? Is it dying? But anyways, y'all, good to see everybody. We are hanging out. We are about 8 minutes into the hot zone here on SCHULTZY'S Card Pulls. What is up? Yeah, very, very early. We got so much to address in the world of sports, though, along with the world of sports cards. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, retail, is it dead? We can address that. The past couple of months, like I said, with just the extras sitting on the shelves, you wonder, hey, are we looking at hobby box prices returning back to the norm, back to like $200, $300, $400, as well as retail kind of being dead? I mean, we could talk about that as well, but tons going on in the actual world of sports also. Holy S, Monday Night Football last night. Commanders stunning the Eagles 32-21. We can get into that. The Eagles will not have a perfect season. What a crazy game. If y'all caught that. Oh my goodness. And if you didn't, you should go watch that. What's going on? Tommy says, good morning, Schulte. Gabriel Alvarado says, Justin Fields, best 2021 rookie QB. What's going on? Kerry Martin says, good morning, Schulte. What's up? Who's your pulse this morning? Schulte, restocks have been pretty bad lately, but Topps update is fun. I agree. Topps update is very fun. I think we will have a couple of premium releases left to be grabbing at. I don't think it's just totally done with yet. I think, hey, don't you worry. There are still some big old releases as far as Mosaic Basketball or Select Basketball. Still the Select Football mega boxes that we have to get our hands on. No, there's still some big stuff. We got some Chrome update. There are still things that we are seeking after, and it's not just like one thing. So we've got eventually, as Target drops a bit more here throughout the rest of the year for the last month and a half of 2022, we've got some time to get our hands on some of those final premium releases, I would say, that people are going to want as far as cards specifically out of retail. Like Mosaic has case hits. I've been talking about it for months upon months. You got Select with the case hits, of course, the zebras and the tie-dyes. People high after that retail, which makes sense. They should be. And then, of course, you got Mosaic with the Genesis. And in this year's football, there were Honeycomb. Interested to see in Select. I don't know. I think I honestly, just a lot going on. Have not seen Run Good Life's video yet on the Select basketball hangers. I don't know if you can pull tie-dyes out of the Select basketballs, as well as other animal colors. Like, I'm trying to think, like the last year was like elephant and a couple others, or if this is going to be like zebra for retail. And then on a Mosaic, wondering if they're doing like Jennies and honeycombs for this year's basketball. Nicholas says, wow, he even had time to do his hair. Yeah, dang right, Nicholas. Absolutely. Gotta try. I mean, it would be much better if I at least threw some schmutz in my hair as opposed to just rolling out of bed being like, yo, what's going on, guys? I don't know sports. I don't know anything, but we're here. We're waiting for cards. Like, I'm barely awake. I can't see anything. Like, no, we're good. Wake up, have some time to do the hair, get everything going, and grab some water this morning. Matthews has been sorting, making sets with all the Topps update I've ripped. Probably have 3 to 4 complete sets, LOL. Yeah, those are probably not very valuable because people are ripping those and pulling together some complete sets over and over and over again, trying to grab that Julio, grab that Bobby Witt Jr. There are a ton of really good cards, not just, I know the Julio and a couple of other cards were included as just little extras in Series 2, but there are also rookies in Update Series and all kinds of autos as well. Just big ol', there's this sick, super short print of Julio Rodriguez and Ichiro in Update. I mean, that card is like at least $1,500. Huge Mariner fan, want that one. Not sure I'm ever going to find it, but every time I see a pack of stuff from Topps, update-wise for 2022, probably going to end up grabbing something. All right, good to see everybody. Luigi 101, Christina, Rocco, Jimbo in the house, Brad Selden Esquire, making sure I hit y'all up. Toledo Silver, Hunter Grawl, DJ's Toyos. It's funny, somebody says brakes are dead, says B for the EV. I mean, apparently Schultzy brakes are dead, but other channels are still doing just fine. So if you saw Sunday, I mean, God, there's 346 here. It would be really nice if you guys could show up on Sunday nights too, because there were 60 people. And then like I think 80 at the peak. It was a bad night. Didn't really end up selling any breaks, and that sucked. But then everyone's like, oh no, breaks are dead, the hobby's dying. Then you go and you see another breaker selling out breaks the entire night. So it's not about like breaks being killed in the hobby right now. It's more so about some of the crappier packs that people don't want to see. That's kind of what's being trimmed down. Now, breaks are still doing fine for a lot of people. Tyler Young says, gotta promote more. Well, I agree with that, although I do have my email. I mean, I've got my email. I promote it on email. I promote it on YouTube. I promote it in the Discord. There's 3 different ways, and people that are a part of the breaking email list, I've got a list of 400 people on email. Like, there's a lot of promotion going out there about it, and genuinely, yeah, it's just kind of wacky when that kind of stuff happens. But anyways, looking at 4:14 Pacific time at the Ceaseless Discord monitors, guys. Check them out. Link down in the description below. Looking not only at they are paid Discord monitors. They're awesome. They don't just have stuff for Target.com. They've got sports cards from Walmart. They've got sports cards from every site out there, along with all kinds of electronics. And actually, good stuff to take advantage of during this holiday season. Some good old freebies, good old-fashioned freebies that pop up, and you can get some stuff for pretty cheap or free if you get in on the Ceaseless Discord monitors. Just a ton of really cool extra features there and stuff that you can get your hands on top of the sports cards. Eddie Castaneda says, Schultzy, what's going on, man? What's going on, brother? Kraken says, I've ripped 2 hobby boxes and 6 hangers of updates so far. Got 3 blasters on the way. Nice, Kraken. Good to hear. Yeah, I'm excited to rip. I have 1 update series hobby box that I have not even touched yet, and probably gonna, I know it's late, but I don't care. I want to make a video on that one because excited to see if I have, with just the potential to pull the new Rookie of the Year, Julio Rodriguez, officially here in the American League. Possibly a super short print. Just that potential, it gets me going for it. All right, talking about retail being dead. So you mentioned the past couple of months, over and over and over again, you see people have been mentioning cards on the shelves still. Very easy to find some of the products, especially like Prizm Basketball Retail. Some of the stuff that you would think, you know, as of 6 months ago was really hard to find for last year's release or for other sports, but now you're coming into 21-22, almost into the 22-23 midpoint of the season. If we're going, not midpoint, I mean, what, we're 15 games in, so I guess we're almost to the quarter point of the season here in 22-23, and we are still releasing basketball cards from a year ago. So that is a problem. That is one reason why retail is dead. That is one reason why retail is dead. The lack of access for so long kind of gave it also just kind of a searching for retail in general. When I say it's kind of a bad taste. It left a bad taste in people's mouths. So that was frustrating for people, just really unable to find stuff in stores. having to turn to early mornings and try to get sports cards in mass with everybody else at the same time and deal with, product limits, only 20,000 of a certain box available, dealing with botters trying to get those products as well. All kinds of stuff like that. So lack of access. Along with that, started to see Panini and Topps printing a hell of a lot more. And obviously Fanatics, we've seen the rumors. They've already bought Topps, of course, but the rumors that they are going to be buying Panini as well, or that has already happened. We've already seen some kind of issues where people have complained to Panini, and Fanatics customer service is starting to respond back. Like it just there's some little indicators out there, and we've seen like guys like Sports Card Radio and others out there talking about it. Like, hey, be on the lookout for Fanatics grabbing Panini up as well. So you can say that it's just those companies, but at this point, if Panini is under Fanatics umbrella, they control everything. But the whole point of me saying these companies, they control the printing lines, right? They control how many cards come out of each set, out of each release. And unfortunately, overprinting happened to the max in the last, I want to say 18 months. People saw how big possible value you could get out of a 2020 Prizm Football Blaster Box, out of a 2020 Prizm Football Mega Box with guaranteed autos, with a lot of silvers of pretty decent players, not just nobodies in the hobby. And then you get your hands on Optic and those downtowns that don't have the watered down retail versions from 2020 Optic Football. Just those retail versions before you kind of saw there was a shift after 2020 into 2021 that you saw Panini had been taking advantage of the business and run on 2020 cards, trying to up their business model, trying to up their profit margins way more than Topps. I mean, Topps, of course, printed a lot more Chrome. They printed a lot more of their flagship stuff. But as far as the super, super high value flippable product, that was really all under Panini. That was really kind of all appearing under either football or basketball. Prizm, Optic, Mosaic, Select kind of a deal. And those 4 releases were insanely pumped up. And after those were pumped up retail price-wise, people were flipping the hell out of those, making it hard for people to get. And Panini started to overprint some stuff. Greed takes over. Essentially what they say they're not going to do. Tracy Hackler, former Panini executive, said that, hey, you know what? We've got guys working for this company that were here back in the 80s, 90s, that they were here for that first junk wax era. We don't want another junk wax era. Essentially lied to you and said that into your face that they're not trying to usher in another junk wax era, when maybe not necessarily overprinting hobby, but obviously overprinting retail. It wasn't even hard to spot in the last 6 months. So you start to see overprinting as well at the same time as a mini recession kind of happening, or inflation, whatever you want to call it. We're not going to get political. We're not going to argue about that. My point is, people are paying more, and I've been saying it for months, but just because the holiday season's coming up, people are still buying into breaks. It's just the crappy retail that people don't really want to buy anymore. But along with the mini recession or the inflation growth up to 8-10%, crazy, paying more for eggs. Like I said, I've been saying it for months. More for milk. What's going on, everybody? Sorry, I should address the chat while we're kind of breaking down if retail is dead or not. 101 Christina, Chris C. We aren't in junk wax. 88 Donruss was 20 million by estimates, says Chris C. We are not. Okay. We are not in junk wax as far as hobby, like I just said. But retail, I think that can be considered junk wax levels. I mean, how much of that stuff has been printed? We don't know. Panini won't tell us. We won't find out until years later, or unless we get our hands on a spreadsheet. So we can say, hey, 88 Donruss was 20 million by estimates. Even if we're looking at half that in retail, that's 10 million cards retail out there. That's overprinting. Massive overprinting. So along with all of these other prices going up on other simple items, and at the same time, singles prices dropping in the hobby, it all kind of makes retail just not as valuable to chase cards out of. And along with that overprinting that I'm talking about, Panini and Topps did something that I just pointed out. Those 2020 boxes contained autos, contained those downtowns that weren't watered down retail versions. Now, most big hits that you find in retail seem to be, unless they're like case hits, unless you're chasing, prints that you can't find in hobby, like in Mosaic. For Mosaic basketball, people are only going to be able to find Jennies in retail versions. Genesis are not included in hobby boxes. So there are specific versions, like I think the parallels to 79 that you can find in Optic mega boxes for 2021 football this year. There are specific parallels that you can find in retail only that still give it that value, and that is why you don't see 2021 Optics sitting on the shelf still. It's kind of funny. Everyone says like, oh, Prizm is dead. Prizm is sitting on the shelves. That means retail is dead. I'm telling you guys, there are releases out there that still drive the hobby. So yes, and still drive those purchases even at retail. So yes, retail has been dying. The ship has been changing, or the seas has been changing. The changing direction of the ship is kind of what I've been trying to say. That has obviously been turning for quite a bit, but you still got those premium releases out there like I'm talking about. Then that is going to be still driving access or interest, I should say, to the hobby. And now with that access there for people, I don't know, there might be a slight chance that we can recover, but with all of that kind of happening at once, and only Optic, only Mosaic, and only Select, really being the huge case hit chasers out of retail boxes, unfortunately people just aren't going to be going for much else. And that's kind of the thing. That's one reason why we see Prizm sitting on the shelf right now. Prizm basketball, those 75th anniversary case hits actually aren't case hits, as we found out, because they were very, very rare in the blaster boxes. But once the mega boxes came out, we found out that they were included once in every mega. What's going on, Iceman? ADLV says, Yosh, Big Schultzy, my man. What's going on, brother? What's going on, man? Coach's Clues Collector says, Schultzy, got the package from Drip. Going to be sending you a package back for all your help getting us cards. I know who you collect, LOL. I appreciate that, man. Dude, you don't have to do that. That's so true. That is so true. Oh, man. I appreciate you, brother. That is so cool of you, bro. Yeah. No, that's nice of you. And yeah, guys. Yeah, big announcement. We are going to be moving all of the breaks here on Schultzy's card pulls. The last ones on the website are going to be the ones that I have on the website right now. After that, we're going to be moving all of the breaks. You will still be able to see them on YouTube. Super Fractor members are still going to have their access to get a chance at a break spot in every single break. None of that's changing. The only thing that's changing is the way that you pay. We're still going to be here on YouTube doing breaks. We're still going to be live streaming all that stuff. But it's basically the way that you pay, the method of payment, the platform that you go and put your card into. And we're going to be live streaming on 2 different platforms. So really excited to partner up with dripshop.live. Check them out. They are a really, really great app. Sports cards, collectibles, Funkos, all kinds of stuff. Pokemon. They're big for Pokemon at the tips of your fingers. And if you use the link in my description or the QR code on the screen, you get $15 off your first purchase of $20 or more. So when I do move all the breaks over, you get that huge value. And every single time I'm here promoting this during the live streams, I'll remind y'all, hey, you can get that $15 off a Drip. And I really encourage you to check it out. People that are like, oh, it's like Whatnot, whatever, screw that. I encourage people to check Drip out because Drip is different than other apps out there. you can watch Drip with your phone sideways. You can turn your phone horizontally instead of just watching it vertically and see the entire sideways view of a breaker of their table, just like you would here on YouTube. So that's one feature that other things don't have. You can simulcast on multiple platforms. That's another feature that Drip has that other platforms don't. So there's just a couple of many. I mean, I don't want to sit here and just list everything, but you should check it out. We're going to be streaming this Sunday on Drip and going to be wrapping up those breaks here on SCHULTZY'S.com. Tomorrow, I'm like, today's Tuesday, right? Tomorrow, we'll have a restock live stream, and then tomorrow we will have a stream on YouTube doing some breaks on SCHULTZY'S.com. We'll show you what spots are still available for that. Got 3 bang-up breaks, 3 very cheap breaks. Luigi says, wait, Drip is allowing double stream? Oh, Luigi, they encourage it. Yeah, Drip wants me to simulcast on YouTube, so you don't have to come anywhere specific to watch my breaks. The only difference, you're gonna have to go to Drip to pay, but you already had to go to my website to pay. It's literally the same kind of process. You're just going to be using a platform that's already got giveaways built in, that's already got all kinds of ways to pay built in. It's good stuff. So we are looking at a possible restock this morning, 4:28 Pacific time. Not seeing anything happening as far as new items on the ceaseless Discord monitors or the Target tracker yet. We're looking for select. We're looking for select retail basketball. We're looking for those select mega boxes. We have a select mega box link. If you go check the comment at the top of the chat, it's the pinned comment there. Under the best search link there, it's kind of probably collapsed for a lot of people, but if you click on that, you will see best search link and then 2021 Mega Box, Select Mega Box. That is the Select Football Mega link that we have, and we just have not seen that go live on Target or any other website. I mean, that's the thing. It's not just Target. It's everybody else, too. Mr. B says, I'll be on Drip tomorrow night also. Soccer cards for the World Cup. Hell yeah, Mr. B. That a baby. All right. And I should have changed my Nightbot advertisement. Sorry. The breaks are tomorrow night. That's why I was kind of questioning. I'm like, what day is it? It's Tuesday. Those breaks will be tomorrow night on Schultz's Card Pulls, but check them out. Linked in the chat here as well. Thank you, Nightbot. Kraken says Striker pulled the Julio Rodriguez 10 out of 10 auto in his update blaster. It was one of the helmet manufactured relics. That is so crazy. Oh, man. Oh, what a crazy pull. Man, those relics usually turn out to be crap. But what? Oh, I'm so jelly. I am so jelly. I want that Julio. That's awesome. Michael says, heard select draft picks megas were backloaded yesterday. A and G blasters too. So if we don't see select football megas, we might see select football draft picks megas this week for 2022. But man, that's not what people want. That's not what people are going to want their hands on. No way. Yeah, select megas. Where's the Chronicles football megas, says Surge 20 official. I agree. We have not seen Chronicles football megas yet either. And actually, I do have a space down in the description for that with all the links. It just has a spot there that says no link yet, because we have not seen any Chronicles football mega boxes, unfortunately. So very, very delayed. Just like we were delayed on the Prizm basketball megas, but eventually we did get them. Kind of just waiting to see when they would appear. Finally started to see some pictures of stacks just sitting there in a warehouse somewhere waiting to be stocked, and we knew we were going to get them. We haven't seen pictures of select megas yet. We've seen links. We've seen posts of them showing availability on a website like Target. Wax cards, how much percent does Drip take? Right now, I believe their percentage that they take for sellers on Drip is, I think, 6%. So 6% is their fee, if I'm not mistaken. But you got to go look up their FAQs. And 6% is genuinely a lot less than trying to do like on a website or that kind of thing. So the platform's already set up for you. Hitting up Meyer for megas. They have buy one, get one 20% off. Frank V, the third, says, nice, Frank V. Remember, though, those Meyer prices, brother, they are still higher than Target and Walmart. And I guess if you have nowhere else near you that's got cards and you want to rip something, hey, Meyer's your best bet. That's great. And if you don't mind paying a little bit over what retail price is, that's awesome. But I am just warning people, Meyer charges a lot for those sports cards. And somebody was asking me about these Chronicles. They're technically mega boxes, essentially. Chronicles trading card retail preferred set. These are baseball, so no logos, but this is an awesome, even just baseball without the logos. This is an awesome rip. The hobby boxes have 3 autos, 1 mem card, and these, for half the price, essentially, you get 2 autos and 1 mem card. Usually I would tell people to stay away from retail. I might actually take a shot at this. I just would bet that if you're willing to spend $60, you're probably going to be better off spending $125 on a Chronicles baseball hobby box. The chances at bigger autos and better players and sexier cards are going to be there. So that hobby box is going to be where that value lies. And I think people, as we're asking the question, is retail dead? I think we are really understanding the situation that hobby really does have the super, super valuable cards, that we're looking for. There is the potential, as Striker just pulled a Julio Rodriguez 10 out of 10 relic, there is the potential for big cards out of retail. But people really, they don't mind paying maybe double retail price, double MSRP, but anything over triple, quadruple like that, people really start to turn their nose up at it, and they turn away from the hobby itself. And so, like I said, just that, along with all of, the singles prices dropping and inflation making stuff like bread and milk cost and gasoline cost a ton. And there's other reasons gasoline costs a ton too. Once again, we're not getting political here. All right, we're not doing that. And then the overprinting, lack of access, all happening at once. Cards hitting the shelves available for people a little bit too late, unfortunately. It just seems like people just turned their noses at paying those exorbitant prices, as they should for retail. And thankfully, buying into more breaks with hobby boxes, buying more hobby boxes and trying to get those big hits, because that is where the money is going to be, trying to get your return back. Hobby right now, like Paul Tuttle 420 says, the hobbies are a steal. Got 3 basketball, 3 baseball Chronicles 2022 hobbies. There you go, man. Oh yeah, the case of Chronicles 2021-22 basketball Chronicles hobby boxes that I opened pulled an Evan Mobley. This was in one case. Pulled an Evan Mobley. I think it was a quad RPA or a triple RPA, triple relic to 99 or 75. Then a Chris Duarte quad RPA to 75. A Cade Cunningham limited 1 of 1. I mean, so we pulled one of the 1-of-1s at a Chronicles for Cade Cunningham and pulled a couple of other big hits as well. But those were the 3 biggest out of that one case. That one case. And with these boxes running $220, $240 for Chronicles basketball hobby for 2021-22, why would you turn around and buy retail? The potential for hits at a hobby, if you spend, instead of 15 times your money, if you spend 4 or 5 times your money, maybe slightly more than that, I think it's easier for people to swallow. Michael says, what's the speculation with Topps underwater branding charge yesterday? Michael, I'm not quite sure what we're talking about on that one, man. I have a bunch of stuff on my hobby news list, and that, great, I missed one, of course. Elaborate a little bit, man. One thing is we do dive in more to the hobby and news going on in the sports card hobby and the world of sports. Still no restocks happening here on Target.com this morning. No new items popping up on the ceaseless Discord monitors as of yet. I'll let you know. I'll stop talking as soon as I see something. As soon as I see something popping up, if there is a restock or if there's sports cards popping up on the back end, I will let you all know about it. We'll shut up. Whatever we're talking about, we'll change to that. But mentioned it earlier in the world of sports last night, Monday Night Football. Commanders stunning the Eagles, keeping them from a perfect season, 32-21 the final there. Who saw that coming, man? Who saw that coming? A lot of bettors very angry, I'm sure. Very angry there. But another question, we were just talking about Julio Rodriguez pulling a big card of his, and that kind of is the perfect transition into my next topic that I was trying to hit on this morning. What is the ceiling for Julio Rodriguez rookie cards after his Rookie of the Year and Silver Slugger awards. If you did not see, congratulations, baby. My Mariners got a bona fide superstar already in Julio Rodriguez. He won a Silver Slugger award for the outfield this year. 28 home runs. I think, like 78 or 80 RBIs. I can't remember off the top of my head, but he, for a rookie, just went off. Absolutely crazy. Also, 25 stolen bases, won a Silver Slugger, and he won the AL Rookie of the Year. Is Julio Rodriguez's value already hit its ceiling, or is there more room to grow? I guess is kind of what I'm wondering about Julio rookie cards. It really is a good representation of the hobby that we still, and this isn't even football or basketball, we still have a baseball player that people are foaming at the mouth to chase and pulling big hits out of retail cards, as we say and debate. Hey, is retail dead? Asking the question about that. Well, not totally. We can say yes, it is dying, but not totally, because wow, look at the potential there for big cards still to be pulled and for big players. And when you're talking about like the top rookie, and probably one of the top 3 or 4 rookies in all of sports, not just baseball, in all the big 3 sports that people are trying to chase, then it really does bode well for the hobby and value for his card going forward. But would an MVP make Julio Rodriguez's ceiling go a little bit higher? We don't know. What's going on? Pack Attack in the house? How you doing, man? Good to see you, brother. They've been Michael Trent says they've been hitting some announcement about finding somebody that's been hiding, that's been hidden, showing 52 mantle, etc. What the hell? Oh wow, that's crazy, Michael. Not surprising. But yeah, so will an MVP make Julio Rodriguez's cards go much higher or a little bit higher? What's the ceiling there? I mean, is it too late to get in on Julio? Is it still an investable piece? Kind of some questions that I have. And ultimately, are we looking at the most valuable modern day baseball rookie card right now? What is Julio Rodriguez's rookie card, his rookie auto? What is it to the hobby? Can it help the hobby sustain itself going forward? Now that he's won Rookie of the Year and Silver Slugger, is there a higher ceiling that his cards can climb to? Are we looking at, I mean, I know that there's no Mickey Mantle comparisons there, but are we looking at a new, Ken Griffey Jr. type rookie card, except modern day with autos, with parallels, with all kinds of sexy versions of of extra cards out there? Julio Rodriguez's first Bowmans are already highly sought after, but hey, with the values the way that they are right now, with singles prices down across the board, do you still have a chance to get in on Julio Rodriguez, or is it too late? What's going on, Kyle518? Happy Tuesday, y'all. Has anything dropped? We have not seen anything happening on the restocks as far as sports cards from Target.com this morning yet, brother. Watching Ceaseless, watching the Target tracker, nothing popping up on the back end yet. Yeah, unfortunately, no restocks yet. No restocks, brother. Oh, appreciate you guys. So yeah, checking Ceaseless one more time. Make sure you check those out. Check them out. Ceaseless Discord monitors are super legit. Really love them. Not just trying to pump them. They are run by cool people, and they'll take care of you, helping you out. Probably finding you some good presents for Christmas. I'm serious. Coming up through the holiday season. All right, so we have not seen anything popping up on the Discord monitors, like I said, unfortunately. But I'll let you know and stop yakking if anything changes in that regard. So yeah, we're talking about Julio Rodriguez's rookie card value. Is that going to affect the hobby going forward? Is Julio going to affect the value of baseball cards going forward? Michael says, people crap on non-licensed. Even an unlicensed GOAT card is still a GOAT card. Not calling him a GOAT yet, but saying MPV does. And that's the thing with, a set like Chronicles Baseball 2022, the hobby box is just no licensing, $130, still contain 3 autos. I pulled like a Jaron Duran. I pulled a Jeremy Pena. I mean, this This is what I pulled out of my Chronicles hobby box. We'll just show this now for people. We'll just bust the video out. Nobody has to come and watch the video. I mean, if you can, if you still want to, when I post it later this week. We got a Jeremy Pena auto redemption. You got an Oswaldo Peraza RPA to 75. And then you got a Jaron Duran Spectra RPA to 99, man. Are you kidding me? And then the relic was just like a random Shohei Ohtani. And of course, would have been nice to see a Wander, a Bobby Witt Jr., or a Julio Rodriguez, but I still pulled some big names. Pulled a big rookie name. What's going on, Steve Melakundris? Is Schultz and Ander? Good morning. So yeah, excited to see the potential there, even though that product is unlicensed. I agree, Michael. An unlicensed Trout rookie would still be cash. You're not wrong, Michael. I actually pulled whatever the first year of baseball was for Optic, unlicensed, of course. I think we're thinking like 2014, 2015. When Optic Baseball came out without a license, there is a Mike Trout parallel in there that I think people, I know that card values have gone down, but we are still looking at, $50 to $100 for even a lower number or a higher numbered parallel, of a Mike Trout unlicensed card out of the first year of Optic Baseball. That's just, that's kind of how, because of the name, because of the value of that player, that's kind of how that works. Cheesley, Luis says, we got to talk about them Eagles. We do, man. Oh, Nick Burris, I appreciate you. A $5 super chat, dude. Man, that's too kind to you. Hope you have a great day, dude. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great day, dude, as well, man. I mean, one loss, guys. One loss. We're talking about the Eagles not having a perfect season. I don't think that their prospects of getting, far into the playoffs are in trouble. Jalen Hurts still playing for an MVP, still doing super well. 8-1, not a bad year at all so far. In fact, if any of your teams were 8-1, you'd be stoked. Let's not throw the Eagles under the bus as of yet, but it was a crazy game last night. It was absolutely a crazy game. I agree. I don't disagree. That was nuts. Nobody predicted that the Commanders were going to come in and win that one. But hey, how hard is it to go undefeated in the NFL? It ain't easy, right? We saw the Patriots way back in what was it, 2008, 2009? Yeah, 2008, I think. Go 17-0 and then lose their 18th game, which happened to be the Super Bowl to the Giants. Which, congrats to the Giants this year. Man, it looks like Brian Daboll's going to get Coach of the Year. Goodness gracious. Turning it around. He was a coordinator a year ago. Dude's coming in and what? They're a 2-loss team? Good God. Congrats. So the Giants, again, continuing shockingly. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but with Daniel Jones under center, looks like they're going to be a playoff-bound and very good team. So congrats to there. Chris C says Julio Rodriguez needs help around him. Otherwise, it'll just be another no ring, no bling scenario. I like that, Chris C. I like that. You're pointing out a very, very solid fact there. And something that a lot of Mariners like Ichiro, like Felix Hernandez, like Kyle Seager, like so many others among them, so many big names in Seattle lore dealt with missing the playoffs every single season. It's nice to see Julio in his first year getting to the playoffs. It's nice to see the Mariners having people running the team that want to spend that money. So I don't think that's going to happen. I do think they are going to be going out after for some help this year. It would be just lovely if they could sign Aaron Judge. I don't even think the Mariners are on Aaron Judge though, but that's like my ultimate dream come true. Just don't really wanting to, or people not really wanting to even look at the Mariners as a preview destination. So it's like the San Francisco Giants return to the Yankees is unlikely. I think the Giants are probably the top destination at this point. Although people saying the Mets and the Red Sox too, which I think that's just more so for sports and news and people writing headlines. It's like, oh, big old contract, big old team. People love writing those headlines. All right, 4:46 Pacific time, 7:46 East Coast time. We're still looking at, unfortunately, no sports cards being dropped on Target.com this morning here for the weekly sports card watch here on Schultz's Card Pulls. Appreciate you all. I haven't mentioned it yet, but smash that like button. Does help me feed a couple of kitties named Pikachu and Eevee. Smash that like button indeed. What's going on, Jacob? Good to see everybody. And really quickly, while y'all are here, Make sure you check it out, guys. SCHULTZY'Scardpulls.com. This is going to be the last set of breaks that you are going to be able to purchase from SCHULTZY'Scardpulls.com. We are going to be running stuff. It's going to be simulcast, but you are going to have to pay now instead of through this website, through the Drip app. So excited to get that going. And just wanted to kind of show people these last few breaks that we're going to have on the website. We're going to be running the rest of these Wednesday night. And show on up. Hang out, y'all. Don't be bashful. We're basically doing the same thing that we are doing here. Hoping for some big old hits. Hoping for some people to score some big cards. Just like they're scoring some sealed wax here in the morning. But we got some good ones. All under $100. Got a super, super cheap mega budget basketball break. And then, of course, the too much football. It's actually almost sold out already. And then our 7 auto basketball, which I teased this on Sunday night. I'm going to be adding an extra box of some value to that break. It's got an auto in it. Maybe more. It's got at least one auto in it. I'll tell you that much. So we're going to be adding a surprise box to the 7 auto basketball break. So just wanted to show people what's going on here? SCHULTZY'Scardpulls.com. We're going to be transitioning all our breaks over to dripshop.live. But the last breaks that we're running here through the website that you can pay on SCHULTZY'Scardpulls.com are coming up tomorrow. Ken's Card says, slow down on the whole next Ken Griffey Jr. talk. He did have a great year. Can it still climb in value? Yep, but let's see what he does. Sophomore slumps are real. You're not wrong, Ken's Cards. You are absolutely not wrong. It would be interesting to see what he does and if he comes up and follows it with a 10 home run season or if he comes out absolutely storming out of the gate. I mean, we've seen him deal with adversity. He dealt with some injuries this year. In April was terrible. Nobody had Julio Rodriguez on their radar in April. They're like, should we send him back down if we're Seattle? And then all of a sudden he blew up. So I've got some faith, and I think that Julio Rodriguez will be just fine coming into his sophomore slump. Nice. Opened up a hanger and pulled a J-Rod Topps Black Gold. That a baby. Philly Freak says, why would you choose to pay additional fees on a second-rate app? Actually, Philly Freak, I am able to pay less fees on this awesome app. It's not a second-rate app at all, man. As I already described, Philly Freak, it's got some features that the other apps out there don't. You can watch breaks on there in a horizontal fashion. You don't have to watch stuff vertically. So if you don't want to sit there and hold your phone like this, and you actually want to see what the breakers are doing, you can turn your phone sideways and see the entire video view, just like you would be watching here on YouTube. So I don't know why you're calling it a second-rate app with really out any experience. Just kind of saying that when it's just not true. And along with that, all kinds of technology overlays and stuff like that. Yeah, way less fees on Drip. Way less fees. Yeah, half of some of the others, if not all the other apps that are doing this kind of stuff. So I don't know what y'all are talking about. Ryan says, I have to go. There will be no select football megas or else they would have been out before select draft picks. Don't listen to me. You're seeing it unfold before your eyes. I appreciate you, Brian. No, hey, that's a good sentiment, man. And if you're right, you're right, bro. I'll be the first one to be like, hey, I was wrong calling for these megas every single week, every single restock. But I don't understand if there aren't going to be select megas, why I had a link to a select mega, why that's even out there, and seeing the product actually, as we saw on screenshots on Twitter, and it kind of moved around to some Discords out there, people were able to see that Target.com specifically had a select mega box loaded, and this was on I think like a month ago almost. I mean, it's been quite a while since we saw that. Saints says, give us the numbers on the fees. Well, Drip does 6% in fees. So Drip is 6%, and as far as I know, that's less than a lot of the other apps out there. And as far as I know, people that have started, I know I've got a couple other people in this community. Saw Pack Attack Jackpot in here, guys along the lines of him like JML, who's also starting breaks. He's going to be breaking on Drip, and I know that he's excited for the fee that he's paying. It's gonna be good. Yeah, Tyler Young says though there will be select megas. Heck yeah. Ben Baker says, does Drip charge tax? I'm assuming they do. Trey, what's up? I'm not leaving YouTube, brother. Trey, what's going on, man? No, we are not leaving YouTube, man. We are just essentially the platform that you pay for breaks through, because unlike other platforms, Drip allows you to simulcast. So I will be breaking still right here on YouTube. The only thing that's changing is you will no longer be able to pay through the website here on SCHULTZY'S.com. You'll just have to go to the Drip app and pay that way. That's it. And yeah, we do have a $300 bounty starting tomorrow night as well. So check that out. Tons of stuff. Grab those spots. SCHULTZY'SCardPulls.com. All under $100. And at this point, with so many other breakers still selling out spots, y'all should be chomping at the bit to grab these. All right, you should be. Brian says, I hope I'm wrong, but it's weird the draft came out, not NFL. No, Brian, I agree, Dro. I agree. It is so weird, and it's unfortunately one of those things that we are seeing and dealing with. The delays in sports cards have kind of moved things out of order, and we've seen years of other products come out before, the previous year's finished. It's what we're seeing right now with like 23 basketball, for instance. We're starting to see some of that stuff barely going to be trickling out soon as we're finishing up 21-22 basketball. It's just unbelievable to me. Philly Freak says, how is it less fees? You have your own website? Yeah, you absolutely have to pay fees on your own website, Philly Freak. I have to pay fees on my own website. I have to pay fees every time I get a PayPal transaction that goes through. I have to, so there's like a 3% Shopify charge. There's like the Shopify charge, I think, is actually more like 5 or 6%, depending on which tier you pay for. And I've got a much higher Shopify charge. So that's like at 5 or 6%. You got like PayPal with another 3%. And then you've got my credit card processor, which adds another 3.15% on top of that. So yes. Like that alone is literally half the fees that I am paying in transaction fees. What's going on? Very good card. Says, good morning, Schultz and friends. Hope all is well in Schultzy's world. I appreciate that, man. Well, it'd be super well if we had like a couple hundred of you showing up for some breaks tomorrow night. We will be live tomorrow morning, and I'll be teasing those all day. And yeah, we'll be live. I guess we'll end up being live for the Walmart restock tomorrow night as well. So we'll have some breaks going on during the Walmart restock tomorrow night. It'll be fun. Ooh, Paul Tuttle 420 with a good prediction says it's to drive people to buy up megas when they print as many as they did Prizm basketball megas. Ooh, Paul, that's a good point, man. That's a good point indeed. Yeah, that's the thing, Philly Freak. You think that having your own website is less fees, but then on top of that, Philly Freak, I have to pay like it's like a $20 or $30 base fee to even have Shopify, like have the website. I think it's like a $34.99 a month is what I'm paying. So yeah, it is cheaper on Drip. Well, yeah, Drip, you've used Whatnot, Loop, and Drip. Drip is not my favorite, plus other apps have a lot more users. Well, Drip is just starting out, Philly Freak. You can't just start out with a million people looking at you all at once. But we're gonna grow it, man. It's great. So yes, it is. When you say a newer app has less users, it's like, well, yeah, that's gonna happen. My prediction next year, Kraken Hits says Julio Rodriguez will have 40+ home runs. Evan9177 says Drip is so much better. I appreciate you saying that, Evan. That's the thing, Philly. I mean, I'm sorry that you don't like Drip, but it's awesome, man. And it really is a lot smoother. You can turn your phone sideways. You can simulcast on YouTube. There's so many other things that Drip does that other apps don't. What's going on, Eric? Did you miss anything? We have not had any restocks yet. Announced that these last set of breaks here on SCHULTZY'SCardPulls.com that I'm going to be running tomorrow night. Run Good Life is in the middle of a move, so I've got 3 breaks that going to be trying to get those sold out and run tomorrow night here on Schultzy's Card Pulls. Going to be the last set of breaks that you can buy on the website. We are going to be streaming everything on YouTube, not going anywhere, not leaving, but we will be going through Drip and kind of simulcasting and just moving everything to there. Yeah, Luigi says, love Drip, need more musers. Trey says, you got a link for your Drip? Yeah, Trey. Let me get you a link for my Drip right now. But what you can do, brother, the best thing to do for dripshop.live is just use the QR code or the link down in the description. And if you already have the app, then just search for Schulte and you'll be able to find me. Evan917 says I had my interview waiting for the next steps to start streaming when we collab in Schulte. LOL. I gotta get started on my own, brother. Then maybe we can do something, Evan. Jason says, still tons of products on the Target shelves here, including Megas that just sit. We're not a big market, and with flippers pretty much gone here, guessing they haven't adjusted for volume yet. Well, it sounds like that there were a lot of Prizm basketball Megas printed as well. Because what you're not seeing, you're not seeing optics sitting there. You might see like some select value packs, but I would bet you're still probably not seeing like select football blasters sitting there. You're not going to see select basketball retail sitting there like it is whenever that does hit the shelves. You know, so retail, is it dying? Yes, it is absolutely dying. However, there are releases that we've got coming up, specifically the select basketball retail that we're going to be waiting for over the next, I would say, restock or 2, maybe 3. In the end of January, around that time, we've got Mosaic Basketball 21-22 that we're going to be waiting on. We've got Topps Chrome Update that we're still going to be waiting on. All kinds of chances at Julio Rodriguez, Bobby Witt Jr., Wander Franco, O'Neal Cruz autos. A huge rookie class out of a set that is a retail-only set. Chrome Update is never hobby. It is retail only. You get mega boxes and you get chrome hangers. That's it. So that is going to be a huge, huge set. As well, of course, as the select football megas that we're all waiting. Music Man says only 5K, 100 in here. What the F? Used to be 3K in here. Well, Music Man, actually, we are near the end of the hot zone. And we're on an off restock day. We used to have about 500 to 1,000 people in the chat when we were doing a off day stream. And then on the restock stream days, we have anywhere from 1,200 to 3,000 people. So, and you're, man, I had 3,000 people like once or twice. I had about 2,000, 2,500 on average. Pretty crazy number frequently each week. And that, when we do see a restock, that gets down, unfortunately, right now to like 12 or 1,500. But hey, not as many people because cards were overprinted, because retail is just, it's dying, unfortunately. It is not as enticing for people. And it sucks. Really does tell me, unfortunately. You know what? I thought they were here loving to be entertained by me, but no, they were using the living hell out of me. So that is something that I'm slowly coming to accept, and it really sucks. Literally just using the hell out of me. However, I knew why they were here. It just what boggles my mind and what's frustrating is they really didn't understand why I was here. Didn't want to come back, watch my videos. Don't want to come back and watch my breaks. And I do ask you guys, like, it really, I mean, it does help when we got 468 of you in here. It is 5 in the morning Pacific time, 8 in the morning East Coast time. It does kind of boggle my mind when I can get people to show up super early in the morning like this in droves in the hundreds and thousands. But then lately, when I've been doing a break, I can't get 100 people to show up. So I help me out, man. Bang that YouTube algorithm up and be like, hey, we actually do like Schulte. It would really, really, really help a lot. You still the GOAT, just most of your audience was flippers, says Music Man. And you know what? That sucks because I am trying to help people. Ultimately, I am trying to spread knowledge and trying to help people get their hands on products for the love of the hobby. And if it's genuinely like if it's just flippers that wanted to use me for that, I mean that makes me emotional. That sucks, you guys. Card Phenomenon says you need some sleep, Schulte. Tell me something I don't know. This is Card Phenomenon. Danny O'Dizzle, flippers make the product more desirable. No, they don't, because you have to deal with them. No, flippers out of the hobby is better for everybody. I'm sorry, man. I don't like flippers in the hobby at all. Products, higher cost, people are willing to pay 2-ish times MSRP, not 3 or 4. Flippers make the world go round. I hope so, Evan. I hope so, because, man, it sucks. Like, I'm even losing, like, the connection that I've had to people, like, in the community with other breakers here on YouTube. It just sucks. Like, not the breakers themselves, but the viewers. This seems like people are kind of tuning me up and spitting me out. No fun. Vinny, what's going on, man? Said I've entered a few year breaks, but I'm on the East Coast. It's way too late for East Coasters on a Sunday night. Maybe start earlier in the evening. I mean, yeah, Vinny, that's not a bad idea. I just don't understand how it's too late on a Sunday night for me, but when RGL will go on a Sunday night, when Blez is going on a Sunday night, and I don't have 50,000 subscribers. I don't have 30,000 like RGL, but I am able to garner 500 plus viewers doing this, 1,000 plus viewers doing this. People want their hands on cards. It just doesn't make sense to me that going into the night, my channel alone can't garner any viewers like that, but others can. So I hear what you're saying, Vinny, but when I tune in, and Chai City, I mean, congrats to him last night. He was sailing out a bunch of breaks, but like I think I was starting to fall asleep at like 11:30 midnight, and it's a Monday night, but we're talking 2-3 a.m. East Coast time, and people are still there, buying into breaks. And if it were any of those other guys that are live, as they should be, they're awesome. They're selling their breaks out, and they're really good breakers. People are buying in at 2 a.m. for them. Tyler says those other dudes put out videos daily. Yeah, not daily, but they do. Evan says, you're the man, and I agree with what was said earlier. It seems like your channel has more East Coast followers than them. I don't know. I would be interested to see where the bulk of my followers comes from, honestly. June Kwan says, many people who buy wax aren't the same people doing breaks. That's a possibility. Oh, you're right about that, June. June, you nailed that one on the head, bro. And I figured that one out. Very, very quickly in the last month or two. Trey, I plan on doing card ripping videos. It's just frustrating because I was doing ripping videos, and then all of a sudden my ripping videos started not getting watched by anybody either. So it's just it's kind of messed with my mind a little bit, I'll be honest. It's frustrating. Yeah, I'm from the UK, says one and only. Hell yeah. New Jersey here, says Angelo D. Adam says, I think there are too many breakers. You have the scamming possibility going on with some breakers. Adam, I agree. There are too many breakers out there. And yeah, no, I agree. I agree with that. There are too many breakers out there. No problem. No problem in that statement at all. Yeah, Sal, no, I did see your comment. I mean, God, there's 400 people here right now, and I've got one person looking at that website. Nobody in the morning, nobody in these streams wants to buy into breaks. It's quite obvious to me. So, y'all are here to get retail sports cards and nothing else. Not even come back and watch videos either. So, no, I appreciate you, Vinny. No, I appreciate you, man. And breakers aren't killing the hobby, you guys. That's just incorrect. There were breakers on, and I've said this for months. There were breakers. Go back, look at early 2011, 12, 13, 14 YouTube videos of people breaking hobby boxes. It wasn't killing the hobby then. That's not at all what's killing the hobby. That's not it. I do agree. Juan Vasquez says Panini got greedy, horrible quality. If a hit card is damaged, yeah, it hit and the card is damaged. No, I agree, Juan. That is a big deal as well. Heart and Hustle says flippers go to what's hot at the moment. They're actually a canary in a coal mine. I wouldn't blame them. I would blame Panini and retail breakers. Oh, I would blame flippers too. Flippers are idiots. Those guys are idiots. Breakers make it fun to try and get a hit out of a huge product for lower cost. Well, see, that's the thing. And Hoosier points out something. I started collecting in 2009, and there were breakers back then. People think it just started recently. That's the thing. It's like people don't really actually think that breaking was happening back then, but it was. Absolutely was. Yeah, flippers have always been in the hobby too, says Danny O'Dizzle. I mean, you're not wrong, Danny. And I'm okay with flipping to a certain point if you guys want to grab, you know, at the height of boxes being crazy prices. If you wanted to grab a box or 3 to sell one, pay for the rip of that other box, I get it. If you wanted to buy 4 boxes, sell 2, and then, you know, you can rip the other 2, I understand that. I get that flipping's happening, and I get that people are going to be selling boxes for some profit. I absolutely understand that. However, when you're looking at 6-7 times, you know, per blaster for those prices, and you're looking at idiots that don't collect, just clearing boxes out specifically to try and make a buck because they're asses. It's just... It's ridiculous. Grungeman says, flippers identify value. They just took the product out of hands. They create a scarcity angle, and it existed just from that. That correlates to extra value. Yeah, Grungeman. And as I've been saying, though, man, yeah, this is not... creating a false amount of scarcity by keeping cards in your garage will kill the hobby. It will kill the hobby. And it has effectively... shot the retail card part of the hobby in the foot. And yeah, you're right. Hard and Hustle Collecting says Panini knows it has no incentive to make good retail. It's an entourage effect, many factors. You're right. Yeah, we went over some of those factors earlier. Absolutely. Grunge Man, there are multiple kinds of personalities in the flip game. Not all people flipping a box were scumbags. Well, Grunge Man, I would have loved to meet a person near me that wasn't a scumbag. Maybe near you, there were people that were flipping boxes that weren't scumbags, but every single person near me, every single person clearing those shelves out, every single one of those guys was a scumbag. Every single one of them. Not with, like, even... No. Not even overestimating that. Not over-exaggerating a bit. Grunge Man says, people are mostly salty. They never got or learned botting. Well, botting's dead too, Grunge Man. I think botting has kind of went out the window, unfortunately. Danny says, not sure how you hate on flippers, but defend breakers. Breakers are some of the slimiest people in the hobby. Danny, the hobby does not need flippers. Breakers add value to the hobby. They give you a chance to get a huge hit at a lesser cost. Flippers just make you pay more, period. There's a massive difference between breakers and flippers. I've been talking about it. And you know what? It's probably one of the reasons people don't want to buy into my breaks. Because I sit there and they don't actually understand the nuances between what being a flipper is and what being a breaker is. First of all, the money that people think that breakers are making hand over fist isn't actually there. That's not a true thing. That's just not actually... We were just talking about fees that I have to pay whenever I run breaks, all right? So that's not... Everybody that does the math and it's like, oh, he's making $800 a break. Like, no, he's not. No, they're not. Come on. Music Man says, flippers got to get a real job now. Adam Mancina, thanks, man. A $4.99 super chat, dude. That is super kind of you. Says, there will always be flippers in anything collectible. Hard industry to get into. Keep trucking, and if the door closes, do something else. Blessings. I appreciate you, Adam. Man, I have spent so much time building this channel up, brother. That's a little bit... I'm not just gonna like, the door closes and another one opens. No, this is a little ridiculous, and I'm not going to be pushed out. That's for sure. Flippers are pissed now. They like his Taco Bell hiring. That's funny. Grunge Band says, I think you're going into subjective territories. Well, Grunge Band, what would you rather pay? I mean, would you rather pay... And this is just, I'm looking at it from a value perspective. Are you trying to buy a $500 hobby box to try and get a hit? Or would you rather buy into a random team break that includes that hobby box and a couple of others for $130 or $96 and see if you can get, you know, one of the good teams that way? I don't understand. That is not subjective. It's a gamble upon a gamble, sure. But everything, whether you open a pack, whether you open a box, whether you buy into a break, it's all gambling. So I don't understand how that's subjective. The math is there. It's pretty easy to compare a price You know, you get access to one of those teams. It could be a good team. It could be a crappy team. But you pay way less buying just that team or picking a team, for instance, in a break, instead of buying a whole hobby box. Yeah, I just don't get how, like, that's not... I don't understand how that's, like, way out there. I don't know. Jayway says the flip market is dead, completely dead, and it needed to be. Bill says, will you continue to do no breaks if you're making no money? Well, Bill, see, that's the thing. Would I continue to do anything if I were making no money? You gotta be able to get something out of it, brother. Would I do YouTube if I had no views? It's like saying a car needs gas to run, and are you gonna drive a car without gas in it? Like, you've gotta be paid for your time. I don't understand. I don't get that either. Don't get that either. Yeah, Toledo Silver says margins for breakers are thin. Risk is real. It's true. Yeah, it's not money hand over fist. The only ones making real hand over fist money are the ones with the wholesale allocations. And even guys that break, like, look at Run Good Life, for instance. He's talked about it several times. He buys so many boxes from his distributor, so many cases. And with all of the money that he spends, the thousands, tens of thousands of dollars a year that he's spending a month, really, he gets, I hope this has changed, but at the time he was talking about it, he got access to one hobby box at wholesale cost. One. And he uses that, I'm assuming that hobby box at wholesale cost, uses that to, like, rip, you know, for the channel on YouTube and make videos and make content. A good way to do that. But the value for people, you know, that think, yeah, the value for people, you know, that think breakers are making money hand over fist, yeah, not quite there. Not quite there. It's just those guys that are getting stuff, and we're talking cases at wholesale value. Danny says, bro, you have a channel that caters to flippers. I know you think these people are here because they love the hobby, but that's not the case. Danny, didn't I literally just say, oh, I figured that out like 20 minutes ago? Didn't I just say that? You're stating something to me that I just admitted, brother. To call them idiots is strange. Calling flippers idiots? I've called flippers idiots since day one. And they've been here insulting me since day one. So, Tim Manley says, pick your team is the only way to good value. Random teams is straight gambling. Yeah, I would agree. But even with pick your teams, it's still gambling. It's just a little less gambling. But you're right. There's a little bit of value there. Biggie's Toys says, it's because everybody thinks they're a boss entrepreneur. It'll line itself back. I think Gen Z doesn't want to work. Social media is ruining society. You're not wrong, Biggie's Toys. How many kids say they want to be a social media influencer now? It's ridiculous. Yeah, Danny Dizzle, it's been strange since day one. I've been saying this for months, and my opinion hasn't changed. So I don't think it's strange. Flippers are idiots. They have killed the hobby. And like I said, access to the hobby is key for sustainability. And when you've got people clearing a box or clearing boxes off a shelf, not allowing anybody to get their hands on, it ruins the hobby. Grabbing a couple of boxes, selling one to pay for the rip of the other is not going to kill or hurt the hobby. Period, point blank. That's just how you don't see that any other way boggles my mind, and it's kind of why the hobby's in the state that it is, unfortunately. It sucks. Kraken Hits is, in my opinion, the hobby will never die because people will always collect just to collect. If you're in it for the money, then the hobby will die for you. It's not wrong, brother. Beaver, I appreciate you. Why do some people have to be a know-it-all? Let the man do his thing. Keep rocking, Schultzy. Chet says the Discord has too many toxic members. Yeah, toxic people that don't support what I'm doing. Oh, I've figured that out. It sucks. No kidding. Heart and Hustle says Panini will lose money. They will change after that. Regardless, you can make anything successful with the right attitude. You could be ripping some cards on this live and promoting your brand, says Ross M. Ross? Oh my God. I have been here busting my ass for a year and a half. Every single week. I recently went to every other week just because my sleep schedule couldn't handle it. I have been here. I've been busting my booty, promoting my brand. And I love how when I express a little bit of sentiment as to the people that are showing the S to my channel and showing the S to my brand, people like, oh, well, you can be positive. Like, that's how I've spent time getting to the point that I have. There you go. Evan says, not gonna lie, Chronicles baseball may be the funnest rip of the year to me. That's great. Juan says, hurt people. Look in the mirror, people, losers. That's true. I appreciate that, Juan. And that's kind of the thing, people coming in and just trying to... it's funny, like, those flippers were trying to tell me how much of an idiot I was the whole time. Like, Jordan, you're dumb. Like, the hobby isn't for this. And it's like, why? Why? Because you need those extra dollars so much. You're just spitting on something that people love. Well, because flippers go from place to place and just look for the profit. Well, maybe an industry needs to keep them out. Maybe the industry needs to do a better job of keeping them out. I appreciate you. Heart and Hustle says, Schultz, the hobby will return. Don't be discouraged. We all love your stream. Flipper, collector, scumbag. We will all support you. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Case hit 239. $2 super chat. Bro, I appreciate you, says Schultz. Don't let these guys change the vibe. I mean, oh, come on. We'll make jokes. We'll talk every single time I'm live. I mean, that's not going to change. But you got to point out the S behavior in the hobby. And I have gotten a lot of the S behavior. It's true. Jay Way says, Schultz, just ban these dudes. Vibes matter. Eliminate the D-bags and life gets better. LOL. I mean, yeah, maybe I should just ban them. I'll probably lose like 3,000 subscribers, but ending up banning them. Pack Attack asking a good question. What's your opinion on Panini and the serial numbers and hits? Well, and if you don't know what Pack Attack's asking about, there are rumors and pretty much confirmations that Panini is putting specific hits in boxes that have specific serial numbers on them, and you can crack the code to find out where those hits are in specific products, namely Crown Royale Basketball, Panini 101 Basketball. You know, I asked my local card shop owner about this, Chris at the Sports Room. He's awesome. Go check him out. If you're here in Portland, the Sports Room in Beaverton, the sportsroomllc.com online. They are awesome. Go check him out. But talking with him about this, and you know, his response to me was that this has been going on forever. People are just now talking about it. So that's kind of the issue there that I think I have with it is, you know, Pack Attack, it really sucks that this is coming out now, but people have been saying these kinds of things for a long time. And I'm not saying you're a denier, Pack. I'm just giving my opinion on it. People have been saying these kinds of things for a long time, and there hasn't really been enough proof that, you know, there have been just deniers being like, oh, whatever, and then going back to support, you know, big old breakers like idiots. And I'm talking like Backyard, where people, of course, are alleging them of getting big hit after big hit after big hit. And I think they pulled another big 101 since then. It just doesn't stop. It's insane. However, anyways, yeah, so this has been happening for a while, but you know, with the certain hits being in certain serial numbered boxes, but people are just now starting to figure it out. So very, very crappy. And it really does make you question the hobby for sure. And like, I won't buy any more 1-in-1 boxes. I won't buy any more Crown Royal boxes to put in my breaks. I will not do it. I will not do it. Ross M says, buy the dip. All right, guys, 5:21 Pacific time. 8:21 East Coast time. So, no restock today, but we've got, hopefully, I would assume, a sports card restock coming up tomorrow. And like I said, I will be live bright and early tomorrow morning. Not like anybody cares, but I will have breaks going on tomorrow night. And incidentally, it will be aligning with a restock from Walmart.com. So we'll have 2 chances to score cards this week. Couple of chances indeed. All right, I appreciate you guys. We're going to get on out of here. Let you move on this morning. It's been a nice one talking about Julio Rodriguez values and the possibility of what his card could do for the hobby and collecting and rookie cards in general, along with the state of retail. Is retail dead? We talked about that as well. All kinds of stuff, and I'm sure we'll talk more about the rest of the world of sports tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Sorry, I just saw something. God damn. I saw something pop up on the Target tracker just now, but it's one of those like Black Friday early items. So I was just confirming to make sure that we didn't have any like late morning action. But no, there's nothing. We're all good. All right, everybody. All right, for sure. We can get on out of here. Appreciate you. Let you get on out. Like I said, breaks tomorrow night. I'll be back live bright and early tomorrow morning. Schultzy's card pulls out. Be good to yourselves and each other. Stay safe, y'all. Peace. See you tomorrow morning. Be here.